Prop firms closing doors overnight, rug pulls, rule changes, seems like it's a daily thing now. Regulations and non-stop drama in the prop space. With all of this going on, is it worth it to open up an evaluation account going into 2025? Much less, is it even worth it to try and get max funded? Let's find out. With all the drama that's going on in the prop space, I fully understand why traders are hesitant in spending their money in evaluation accounts. I would be too. So especially for new traders, or traders who are maybe seasoned but a little bit new to the prop space, they don't know where to put their money at. The way I would treat it if I was one of them is I would treat it like a long-term investment account, in the sense that I would spend the bulk of the money that I would budget for that in higher end tier companies. Just like when I'm investing, I'm looking at spending the bulk of the money in ETFs and in good companies like Google, Amazon, right? Versus getting a little bit riskier, or putting the bulk of the money in the riskier plays like SoFi or Palantir. I'll still invest in them, but smaller percentage than I would of my entire portfolio or cash on my portfolio. The same when I approach a prop firm space as a brand new trader. I would be looking to probably spend the bulk of my money in the higher tier names like TopStep, Apex, My Funded Futures, Take Profit Traders, maybe Purdia, stuff like that. That's what I would be doing. But why would I go that route? Very simple. Let's say you were thinking about starting a private account or cash account with Tradeovate, and you were going to grab $4,000 out of your savings or discretionary spending account where you could just spend the money, and you were going to put it in Tradeovate and you're going to trade it all by yourself. Well, you could do that, but you can only trade, let's say, 4 minis. If you're trading NQs, you can only trade 4 minis because you need to keep $1,000 per contract you want to trade when you're talking about the NQ minis. And most of us, that's exactly what we trade, the NQs. So if you got $4,000, you're only going to be able to trade four contracts in one account. That's it. And now that's not a big deal if you're only going to trade 1 or 2 micros. But if you want to trade a little bit heftier, that's not going to cut it in the long term because you're only going to trade in one account. And you're not going to go out there and trade 4 contracts out the gates. You're probably going to trade 1. And if you're going to trade 1, you can't really scale out of your positions or scale into them, can you? So it makes things a little bit more difficult for you. But with just one of these firms, you could trade as little as 5 minis and as much as 10 minis when you're trading the NQs. So you got some room there. You got a lot more room there. And you know what? It's not going to cost you not even $100 to take on these trades, let alone $4,000 that it would cost you to be able to have access to maybe trading 4. And the cost really comes down to depending what firm you're going to go with and what current special they're going to have. You utilize my code Jesse, JESSEW, all caps, for the max discount that you can get that's available, the deepest discount that's available at that firm. But it could be anywhere from $34 to $100, $90 something to trade in a $50,000 account with any of these firms, and you're going to have access to anywhere from 3 to 10 of those mini contracts with them. And that's just on one account. Buy yourself a few accounts, and all of a sudden now you have access to a whole lot more leverage, talking about you're trading 6 to 20 of these contracts at any given time with just buying 2 accounts. And the best part of this, it just means you have a lot less exposure from your hard-earned money. Because let's be frank here, if you put $4,000 in your Tradeovate account, you have exposure to those full $4,000. But if you grab $200 and you go out there and you buy yourself a handful of these evaluations, and let's say you only pass 2 of them, dude, you've already doubled your leverage. You're in funded accounts where you're going to get paid if you hit the profit targets and you follow the rules, and you're able to trade anywhere from 3 to, at this point, 20 contracts, all with just 2 simple accounts that you're trading for these firms. That's crazy. Think about it. And you've only exposed yourself to a couple $100 in exposure versus $4,000. And you're going to get paid if you follow the rules and make the profit target. But Jesse, which firms do I buy evaluations account with? How many contracts do I get to trade? How much is it going to cost me? These are all the questions that you would be asking. Let's dive into that. As we do, smash the like button for me and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so you're alerted when I upload my next video or go live. Now that we know what is the possibilities and what we can do here, how would I spend the money? What would I do? Would I just buy 1 account and test it out? Well, if you're brand spanking new, just buy yourself 1 or 2 accounts, spend a couple bucks, spend less than $100 really, or less than $200, and just get your feet wet. But if you're a little bit more seasoned, you've already gotten some payouts here and there, well then you could get a little bit more fancier in my opinion. Or if you just got deep pockets and you want to get fancy, well, let's say you have that $4,000. You had ear tag that for for trading in your own account with Tradeovate, and now you're like, you know what, this kind of makes sense, maybe there's something to it. Well, what I would do is I would grab that $4,000 and I would divvy it up like this. I would come on over here to Top Step first and foremost, and I would buy myself 5 of these $50,000 evaluations. Now, I got no link or code for you because I'm not affiliated with TopStep, but they are an excellent firm, and it's something that you should look into. So you got your $49 ones here. You just add 5 of these suckers to your basket, check out, and get to trading. I just passed 2 combines last week, and now I have 2 XFAs, which are funded accounts with them. I'm working on a couple more because I want to get all 5, which is the max you can do with them. Then the way this works is you have a profit target. You got to hit $3,000. You can only trade 5 contracts, and your maximum loss limit is going to be $2,000. And that transitions on over to your funded account as well. Now, remember, this is something that I would do if I was going to spend the $4,000. If I have less than that, I would not buy 5 with them, because the idea here is to diversify, meaning we're going to have different accounts at different firms. So if I didn't have $4,000 and I have less, let's say I only have $500, I'd probably only buy 1 evaluation with TopStep. And then moving on, I would move on over to Apex, and I would grab myself a $50,000 account there as well. With them, you can trade up to 10 contracts, same profit goal of $3,000, a bigger drawdown at $2,500, which is freaking awesome. And there's no scaling rule or anything like that, right? So with them, what you're going to do is once you pass, you're going to have this same requirement. But this is a note, right? Make sure you know this. When you're in your funded account, your PA account, you cannot trade 10 accounts until you've already hit at least $2,600 in profit. At that point, you can go to 10 accounts. But before then, you can trade 5. But hey, guess what? If you're in a $50,000 account, my opinion anyways, you have no business trading over 5 contracts. If you're in a $50,000 funded account, you have no business trading over 5 contracts, let alone, you really shouldn't be trading 5, but hey, whatever. You want to trade 5, you trade 5. But you have no business going over that. In my opinion, you got just way too much risk. You can blow up the account like this in your same day that you got funded. I've heard the horror stories. Don't do it. So I would grab that up, and I would now buy myself, depending on how much money we started off with, anywhere from 5 to 10 or 20 accounts with Apex, depending on what special they have going on as well. Use my code, all caps, Jesse, Jessew with them, and you're going to get the max deepest discount available. So depending on how much or how deep the current discount is available with them, I would buy myself anywhere from 5 to 20 of these accounts with them, because the max you can have with Apex is 20 funded accounts. So that's a no-brainer. Scoop those up. Now we have ourselves 1 to 5 of the Top Step. We have ourselves anywhere from 5 to 20 of the Apex accounts. So what's next? We still got money in our pocket. Let's continue moving on down the line. I would come on over here, and I would come right here to the Starter Plus at My Funded Futures. Again, coupon code all caps Jesse W. And you're going to drop this 120 down to right around 80 or 90 bucks, something like that. And you're going to scoop that one up. You're going to have a profit target of $3,000, but you're only going to have a max position size of 3 contracts. Your trailing drawdown, okay, max drawdown is going to be $2,000. It's an end of day drawdown. And that's the one you're going to trade in. Really nice, solid account. You can grab yourself a few of those and just work them on your way up. They have other accounts like the milestone plans. They're pretty badass. That's the ones where you have 4 different milestones, and each time you pass a milestone, you get $2,000 paid to you. And then at the end, you're going to get an $8,000 funded account that you can trade in. So a live one. So you can look into that if you want to, but I'm starting you at the basics here. And in the basics, I would say this is where you go. Get yourself the Starter Plus, or get yourself the Starter if you like. If you want to save a few bucks more, maybe get a few more accounts, get yourself the Starter. But I would go with one of these 2 if you're rather new. If you're a little bit more experienced, I'd grab the Milestone plan. It's a banger. Again, I would use that code Jesse W for the deepest discount, especially on the Milestone, because they are a little bit pricier. Now, the reason I stay going with the Starter or the Starter Plus is because you're going to be able to scoop up more. Remember, we're not trying to spend the whole $4,000 in just 2 firms. We're trying to diversify, because like we said at the beginning of the video, a lot of firms are changing rules and a lot of firms are getting closed down. I don't think any of these are going to close down, at least not anytime soon over the coming years, but just in case, you want to diversify, right? You want to have a little bit of funded accounts in various different firms. So now we've already established a few accounts at Top Step. We've already established a few accounts at Apex, and we've decided to establish a few accounts at My Funded Futures with the Starter or the Starter Plus. The Starter Plus is super popular. And we're going to come over here to Take Profit Trader, and we're going to buy another handful of accounts here, anywhere from 1 to 5 accounts, depending on the budget that we started with. You kind of get the drift. You can kind of formulate it yourself, all right? What you want to do is you'll come on over here to Take Profit Trader, pick the account size you like. I always suggest, especially for newer traders or people who are brand new to the space, man, I've been here for a while and I like to trade the $50,000 accounts. I also like to trade the $250,000 accounts at these firms, with the 50K ones are. So then you come on over here and you have $3,000 as your profit target with a $50,000 account, and you have $1,100 daily loss limit and $2,000 trail on the account. That is, an end of day trail as well. So it's very simple, very straightforward. Like them a lot. Use my code. You'll knock this price from 170 down a good chunk, probably closer to $100 a month or so. And you also get no activation fee, and your discount is for the life of the account as well. So it's a no-brainer. Right now, they have a massive discount going on where once you pass, you'll actually have that eval refunded. So it's basically like getting an account for free. Not sure how much longer that special is going to last It's going to last on here, but you'll see it when you go to the checkout page. So now if you've established yourself with 5 of the Top Steps, you've established yourself with anywhere from 5 to 20 of the Apex, you've gotten yourself anywhere from 5 to maybe 1 of the My Funded Futures, depending what plan you went with. If you went with the Starter, you got yourself a ton of them. If you went with the Starter Plus, you probably just got 5 of them. And if you went with the Milestone plan, you probably only, if you had the $4,000, you only should have gotten 1 of those. And now we've gone over here towards the Take Profit Trader side of things, where you can get funded and paid by day 1, really, and you've bought yourself another anywhere from 2 to 5 of these, depending how much money you want to spend. And look at how much you've spread that money, and you still have cash in your pocket when it comes to trading with these prop firms. So now you have a set of accounts that you can trade past and then get paid in, but we still have a little bit of money in our pocket. What do we want to do with that? Well, let me introduce you to a little bit fancier feature here going on, known as the direct to funding route. You can come on over here to Purdia Capital, and you have instant funding going on with them. Get funded in as little as 3 minutes, it says there, because the way this works is rather simple. You're going to come in here and you're going to purchase an account. It's a straight to funded account, but obviously you don't go straight into their live cash money, because it is live cash money that they're doing. What you're going to do is they're going to put you in phase 1. It's a sim phase. All right. In this sim phase, you got to meet the required profit. You got to trade for at least 10 days. And out of those 10 days, 5 of them must be profitable days of $200 at least per day. Then you want to stay above the end of day trailing max drawdown. That's it. Almost like every other firm we've discussed. But in this case, they're gonna put you in a little bit of a sim environment. You're gonna hit that profit target. And once these things have been checked off and met, they're going to move you to the actual live cash money with a legit brokerage account, where there you're gonna trade and you can take profits off on a daily basis there if you want. And it's really not as expensive as you would think, right? So you come on down here, you got a 90-10 split with them, no withdrawal limit, request payouts anytime, no consistency rule, which is freaking sick. But why would there be a consistency rule? You're trading in a live account. And a lot of these places, what you're moving from the evaluation to the funded phase, you're going to get paid in that funded phase, but it's a sim funded, meaning there's going to be a consistency rule in all of them, pretty much, it feels like. But with these guys, you're going to trade really quickly in the sim. If you hit the profit targets, you're going to get moved to an actual live account. So there's no consistency rule. Make as much money as they want. They want you to make a lot of money because, well, they're going to get 10% of it. So you're going to come down here. You got a couple options. You got a $100,000, you got a $50,000 account. And what you want to do is go down there to the description and comment section of the video, click that link and use my code. It's going to be about $500 for the $50,000 account. And now you've exposed yourself to a barrage, an insane amount of different accounts with different firms that you can trade little by little. And what you can do is, since this is going to be the fastest route to getting paid, once you're there, you can get that money that you get paid every time you withdraw money from this account. The way I would do it is I would put 50% in my pocket and 50% in my business account. What is this business account? It could be your savings account. It's an account that you're going to utilize for this business, because believe it or not, this is a business. Anytime you're trading for yourself, whether it's in your live cash account or with these firms, you are in essence running a business. And you're going to burn some of these accounts. It's just going to happen. You're going to blow up evaluations. You're going to blow up funded accounts. You're going to blow up live funded accounts. So you're going to want to have some capital there too, if you want to continue doing this, repurchase evaluations and go through the ringer again, pass them, go into your funded accounts, make money, etc., etc. But you always want to make sure you're putting some money in your pocket, because if you're not, then what are you doing? If you're spending $5,000 in 3 or 6 months in these accounts and you're making $6,000, you might as well have at least put $500 in your pocket out of those 6,000, out of that $1,000 profit that you made, right? Because you spent 5,000 in evals, you made 6,000 in profits. That means you made a net profit of $1,000. At least put $500 in your pocket and go have a fancy dinner with the family, because well, not so fancy these days, because the reality is that you're putting work in. So that's how I would approach all of these accounts, because I want to be exposed to different ones with different rules, see which one I like the most, and protect myself from any possible issues going down the line. So if the question is it worth it to open up an account in 2024 to go trade in 2025? And as far as I'm concerned, the answer is yes. Now, it's very clear. I would not put all my eggs in one basket, especially if I'm new to this, right? Or especially if I'm not profitable, but it is worth it, because the amount of leverage you get and the possibilities of the big payouts are there. It's not to say that you're going to make $100,000 in your first month as a trader in this, but it's to say that you have the ability to leverage out more and be able to make more, and thus funding your own private account in the long run, because that's the end goal anyways, especially if you only have $4,000 to open up an account. So if you only have $4,000 to open up that account, what you can do is you open up the various different accounts with the various different firms, pass them, get funded, and then every time you take out a payout, you make sure to divvy it up. Put a little bit of money in your pocket, put a little bit of money in your private account, and leave a little bit of money in your business account. This is how you grow a business, and this is how you're going to grow as a trader. Now, if you're not even profitable yet, I wouldn't worry about making money. I'd worry about maybe just buying one account with each of these firms and testing out the waters and getting used to it, and spending some money on some quality education, trading education. So link in the description and comment section to my course if you're interested in that, with a coupon code that ends on Cyber Monday at 12 a.m. So when Monday ends, this coupon dies, you're going to get 50% off all my courses. All right. Any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I upload my next video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you on another one. Peace.